Volunteer leading the after school program. How you doing? Yeah, I don't know. Both goes in, both natural.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to football. Sexton and Everett are going to kick off this 2025 MHSAA high school football season live from downtown Lansing on openendedmedia.com. I'm Colton Wesley. Thank you so much for joining us. We could not be more excited to be here. This is always where it begins, the 5 p.m. kickoff on the Thursday of Labor Day weekend here. Sexton and Everett for the fifth year in a row. They've split the last four. It's going to be a good one. We could not be here without the support of our amazing sponsors, including our presenting sponsor, the Robert Dowding Group at Keller Williams Realty. You'll hear about them later on during tonight's broadcast. The Sexton J-Dubs in the black helmets and the all-red. They're at home. They're ready to play this one. They lost last year 28-0 to Everett after beating them 23-20. Back in 2023, both these teams, 2 straight playoff appearances, a lot to play for. This is an important game for both of these squads as they try to make that push to the next level and make that deep playoff run. The Everett Vikings in the all-white, going to be led by Javari Funchess, their do-everything tailback. Led the team in rushing yards and tackles a season ago. He's going to be playing D2 football most likely next fall. This fall, he's trying to lead Everett on a playoff run. Sexton will kick off to get this game underway right to left across your screen. Josiah Stewart, one of those returning key players for the J-Dubs, will handle the kickoff honors. It is a beautiful day here in downtown Lansing, 72 degrees. At kickoff, we had some sprinkles earlier in the day, but mostly sunny as we get ready for kickoff. Kavion Smith and looks like Ryan Bryant back deep for the Vikings. J-Dubs getting ready to get this season underway. Michigan State, the Lions, all the other high school programs, their games are coming up soon. But high school football in mid-Michigan starts right here and right now. The ball is in the air. Welcome to football season. Short kick fielded at the 28, up over the 40, down the sideline to the 48-yard line, and knocked out of bounds. Gisti Orandakunda on the return. And the Vikings will start at about their own 47-yard line. They're going to spot him back at the 42-yard line. They're going to say stepped out of bounds back there.
Ball is caught at the 42-yard line. First and 10
So Javari Funchess going to be taking the snap. 3 receivers set for the Vikings. Man in motion is a room video. Takes the snap. Funches keeps it himself over the right side. Gets to about the 46-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. And bring up 2nd down and 6. Kevion Smith in the backfield with Funches. We expect to see some option reads out of this offense. Going to try to find ways to get Funches in space. Dynamic athlete. 3 receiver set once again. 2 to the right. Snap. Fakes the give. Keeps himself. Lost the football. It's up in the air. It's on the ground for 39. And I think the Dubs might have fallen on it. Referee going to sort it out. Sexton celebrating, and they've got the football. I think it's Willie Brown who fell on that football. And Sexton going to have great field position. First and 10 at the Everett 38-yard line. High formation, only one receiver split out to the right. Abdul Carter Freeman now going to motion out the entire offense into a 3-receiver set. Josiah Stewart in motion. Deep ball, left side. Wants Willie Brown, and he hits that football inside the 10. Touchdown, Sexton. What a way to make a statement on the first drive of the game. 38 yards on play number 1. The J-Dubs leaving no doubt. Less than 4 minutes into the first quarter. Extra point team on for Sexton. Looks like they're set up. Looks like they're set up to try the extra point. Gene Mitty and Jalen Maxwell. It'll be Mitty taking the kick. Maxwell to hold. J-Dubs up 6-0. And a flag is down. Might be delay of game. That took a long time, and it will, in fact, be delay of game on the J-Dubs. So it'll back up the kicking unit by 5 yards. So 25-yard extra point coming up for Gene Mitty. As anyone who's followed high school football at all for the past, as long as it's existed, extra points are never automatic. Snap good, spot down, kick on the way. It is up. It is no good, wide right.
The extra point is no good.
By Gene Mitty.
11-12 remaining in the first quarter.
But the J-Dubs striking first. 4 minutes into the ball game on a 38-yard strike from Abdul Carter Foreman to Willie Brown on their first play from scrimmage after forcing the fumble from Javari Funches. The Robert Dowding Group spends a lot of time working in different communities, but the message is always the same. The housing market is hot, it's complicated, and it's complex. So what can you do? You can work with a real estate professional who is patient, understanding, and dedicated to working with you, not through you. That real estate agent is Mid-Michigan's own Robert Dowding at Keller Williams Realty. If you're buying, selling, or unsure what to do next, the Robert Dowding Group will take the time to help you achieve your next step. Find them on Facebook at the Robert Dowding Group, or call them at 517-853-6390. That's 517-853-6390. So we're going to run it back with the kickoff. 11-12 to go in the first. This time with Sexton leading 6-0. Kick is away, fielded at the 18-yard line. Return over the 35. He's got a lane over the 40. Big hit down at the 43-yard line. Aaron Wilson on the return. And the Vikings will once again have good field position. Didn't do them a whole lot of good on the last drive. A fumble on the second play turned into a quick Sexton touchdown. They will start this drive on their own 44-yard line.
At the 44-yard line, the first and 10 Everett.
Once again, it'll be Funchess and Smith in the backfield. 3 receiver set, 2 to the left, tight end on that side as well. The snap, Funchess, pitches, Smith, got some room over the 45, up to midfield, and knocked down at the Sexton 48-yard line. Gain of 8 on the run. This drive initially started at the 44, but they've moved the chains up by about a yard, so they'll spot the ball at the Sexton 48. It'll be 3 yards short of the line to gain. Another 3 receiver set for the Vikings. Aaron Wilson and Ryan Bryant, the receivers on the near side.
Second down and 3. From Sexton's 48-yard line.
2nd and 3. Funchess in the gun once again. Motions DU up as an H-back in the formation. Funchess keeps it himself on the QB draw. He's got the first down, flag down. Going to be dragged down by the collar at the 42. That's a very easy horse collar call. That's going to be 15 yards, but we had a flag out early. These might end up being offsetting penalties. Willie Brown got up around the shoulder pads and hauled him down by his collar. Referee's having a conversation. As things stand, it's a gain of about 6, and it would be a first down, but I imagine these are going to offset. Holding on Everett and a horse collar tackle on Sexton. Those fouls will indeed offset. We're going to run that back. 9:59 to go first quarter. Sexton 6, Everett 0. 2nd down and 3 once again from the 48-yard line. Another 3 receiver set for the Vikings. Funchess takes the snap, running to his left. Picks up a good block, breaks it outside, first down over the 45 to the 43-yard line. Gain of 5 on the run. As you would expect, Vikings trying to establish a ground game early with Funchess. .924 rushing yards, 16 total touchdowns a season ago. Same formation. The snap, fakes the pitch. Funchess up the middle over the 40, tripped up at the 37-yard line. Gain of 5 on that run. A lot of movement at the snap. Thought the referees might get the Vikings for a false start. The snap not in line with the cadence of the offense.
Gain of 6.
Down in 4, ball on the 36-yard line. And now we got whistles everywhere. Timeout called by Sexton, their first. Today's game is brought to you in part by Tanuki's Trading Post, located in downtown Lansing. Tanuki's Trading Post is your home for all things anime, figures, Gundam models, DVDs, manga, and your favorite anime trading card games, all at Tanuki's Trading Post in downtown Lansing, 1910 East Michigan, just east of the capital. And I know that place well. I'm there at least a couple nights a week. Whatever your card game is, One Piece, Vice Wars, Hololive, Gundam, Digimon, they play all of them. Gundam build days every month. So be sure to check them out. Tanuki's Trading Post on 1910 East Michigan in downtown Lansing. Second down and 4 coming up. Another 3-receiver set for the Vikings. Funches in the gun. Once again, has Smith to his left, takes the snap, pitches to Smith. Smith has lots of room over the 30 and out of bounds at the 24-yard line, but another flag is down. Those week 1 fundamentals not quite drilled into these guys' heads yet. And it will be holding on Everett. It'll be their first accepted penalty of the ball game because it happens down the field. It's 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so it'll only set them back about 4 yards. They'll bring up 2nd down and 8, ball on the 40-yard line.
Ball is spotted at the 40-yard.
Still 9 minutes to go in this first quarter. 4 down linemen for Sexton. Funches takes a snap, finds a seam up over the 35, down to the 31-yard line, right up at the line to gain. They're going to give him 9 yards and a first down. 5 carries so far for Funches.
Result of the first down for the Vikings.
18 yards. Remember, he lost 7 on that fumble. Not really his fault. Ball got popped out backwards. Those yards kind of count against him. 3 receivers set. Funches fakes the give, keeps himself, and pulls over a defensive lineman. But credit where credit's due. Sticking in there. Deion Banks. He got struck, but he held on and brought him down for a gain of 2.
Gain of 2. 2nd down and 8.
2nd down and 8 for the Vikings. Ball on the 28-yard line. In the gun once again, 3 receivers set for Funches, and he gets the defensive line to jump. The hard count works, offsides on the J-Dubs.
Offsides against Sexton.
So that'll make it 2nd down and 3. Slowly but surely, these Vikings chipping away. This drive started back on the 44-yard line after a good kick return.
2nd down and 3.
Three receiver set, takes the snap, the pitch. This time, the J-Dubs are ready for it. And they get Smith back at the 27-yard line.
Tackle made on 7.
Zakai Hurd in on the tackle. Loss of 4 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Third down and 7.
Ball on the 28. 3 receiver set once again for the Vikings. The snap. Fakes the give. Throws over the middle. Got a man. He couldn't haul it in at the 15-yard line. This was intended for Malcolm Pulley. But a good piece of defense from Keith Morgan to knock it away. Hit him as the ball hit his hands. And Pulley couldn't haul it in. 4th down and 7 for the Vikings. Trying to get on the board here. Approaching the halfway point of this first quarter. Funches takes the snap, fakes the pitch, fakes the throw, gonna run with it. Over the 25, cuts it up at the 20, spinning away, got the first down and more down to the 15-yard line, where he's finally hauled down by a bunch of J-Dubs. But a gain of 12 on the run. And on 4th and 7, the Vikings trust their guy. And Javari Funches comes through with a big first down.
First down, Everett from Sexton, 15 yards.
So first down in the red zone for the Vikings. Funches, handoff, Smith, nowhere to go. Brought down at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Good. Jackson and Knowles.
James Brown in there on the tackle. 6 1/4 to go, first quarter. Sexton 6, Everett 0. Everett knocking on the door in the red zone for the first time. 2nd and 10. Funches takes it himself, cuts outside. He's cut down at the knees. It's a great tackle. Jasper Purdue. Excuse me, that's 5. Jalen Maxwell, not 6. Who makes the stop. It'll bring up 3rd down at about 8. Ball on the 14-yard line.
Gain of 1. Now it's 3rd down and 8.
Isaiah Fundenbergs in at quarterback, a running back on either side. Takes the snap. He does hand it off up the middle. Iroom Vadio, who's been getting most of his reps at tight end and H-back tonight, they give him the handoff, and he gets a few up to the 11, call it 3. That'll bring up another 4th down. Everett converted a 4th down earlier on this drive. Now we're going to need to do it again. Trying to show a different look there.
4th and about 5.
Fundenberg's in the shotgun again. He's got one running back on either side. One's Funches, one is Dew. 3 receiver set. Nickel package for the J-Dubs. Fundenberg tries the hard count. Now looking over to the sideline for some instructions. And a whistle. And a timeout. They were trying to get him to jump, make it 4th and short. Sexton did not budge. And the Vikings will burn a timeout there first. 4:29 to go in the first. Sexton leading Everett, but Everett in scoring position. Got to convert this 4th down. A message from the MHSAA. We've always said that sportsmanship is the golden rule in action. But why should it stop when the game is over? Now more than ever, we need to respect each other and treat each other with common decency, not only between the lines, but outside the lines in our daily lives. In sports and in life, nothing beats good sportsmanship. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. 4:29 to go, first quarter. The Vikings' opening drive ended in a turnover on the 2nd snap of the game. Sexton made them pay on the 3rd snap of the game, a 38-yard touchdown pass from Abdul Carter Foreman to Willie Brown. And ever since then, it's just been this long Vikings drive. They haven't been able to punch it in yet. About to break their huddle, looking at 4th and 5, ball on the 11-yard line.
On the 11-yard line, 4th down and 5.
Fundenberg's in at quarterback again with Funches next to him. Takes the snap, fakes the give, throws deep side end zone over the head and incomplete. Was looking for Ryan Bryant in the back of the end zone, and a flag comes out late. The J-Dubs are incredulous. Didn't look like there was a lot of contact. Bryant tried to climb the ladder, but the pass was over his head, and they are going to say ineligible man downfield on the offense. Penalty is declined. So the Vikings come up empty. 45-yard drive. 12 plays, but no points. And the ball will be turned back over to the home team.
11-yard line is 1st and 10 for Sexton.
So Sexton will start at their own 11-yard line. Foreman in at quarterback. He's got Josiah Stewart and Willie Brown as his receivers on the near side. Keith Morgan now in motion all the way across the formation from the far side. And that's a lopsided formation. You got to move somebody back, and they will, in fact, move Morgan back. Would have been flagged for illegal formation had they snapped the football. Quick throw, left side, caught in the flat by Stewart. Stewart up over the 15-yard line and skips out of bounds. 2nd and 6 coming up. They'll spot the ball up at the 16-yard line, so called a gain of 5 for Stewart. And this is where these two offenses are going to differ. Sexton more interested in trying to get the ball outside to these receivers through the air, not necessarily down the field too much. You'll see them take a deep shot like we did with Willie Brown, but they're going to run more screens, they're going to run more slants, they're going to try to get the ball into the hands of these talented receivers. Handoff on the right side. Maxwell lost the football at the 19, and it's picked up by Everett. Jalen Maxwell coughs it up. And the Vikings are back in business. First and 10 for the Vikings. Just 7 yards from where they turned it over on downs. A second chance for the Everett offense. Turnovers are always killers, but they're really killers deep in your own zone. But in high school football especially, if your defense can make a stand, you can still prevent the damage. We've got a J-Dub down on the field getting stretched out. As per MHSAA policy, we do not identify injured players on the air until it is clear that they are okay. But it does look like he's just getting stretched out. Whoever he is doesn't look serious from up here. Early season. You only had so many practices, so many reps. You're not in mid-season shape yet. So this is a game where you expect to see some cramping. Guys still learning how to take care of themselves. Looks like it's Deion Banks. He's going to limp off the field under his own power. But again, just looks like a cramp, nothing too serious for Banks. They're going to get him over to the sideline to stretch him out a little more. Three receiver set once again for the Vikings. Fundenbergs takes the snap, handoff, bunches, up over the 15, breaks it outside inside the 10, 5, tie ball game. The Vikings make the J-Dubs pay for the turnover right away, just like the J-Dubs did to them earlier. We got a 6-6 ball game here in the first quarter. 4:03 on the first quarter clock. They're going to line up to go for two. Fundenberg's in the gun. Got Funchess next to him. Takes the snap, the give. Funchess going to be stuffed back at the 3-yard line. 2-point conversion is no good, and the game remains tied at 6. 4:03 to go in the first quarter. So a lot of football to be played, and frankly, a very slow first quarter. A lot of plays ending out of bounds. A lot of penalties. A lot of action going on tonight in the greater Lansing area. The headliner's got to be Hazlitt at DeWitt, as it tends to be when those two teams face off early in the season. Hazlitt trying to get that albatross from around their necks and beat DeWitt on the road tonight. Eastern's on the road at Eaton Rapids. Grand Ledge is out at Holland West, Ottawa. Waverly's hosting Wayland. Holt visits Mason. Oakham is hosting Ypsilanti Lincoln. East Lansing at Portage Central. Portland plays host to Detroit Country Day. Lansing Catholic is at Williamston. All those games happening tonight. Labor Day weekend. Juan Carlos Lopez Salgado on to kick this one off for the Vikings. Squib kick up the middle. They'll be falling on at the 43-yard line. That's not gonna stop everyone from piling on Jasper Purdue, but did what he's supposed to do, falls on the football. And the J-Dubs will start at their own 43-yard line. 6-6 ball game. All those other games kicking off at 7 o'clock tonight. So if you want football, you're here. Very grateful for you being here and joining us. For this season opening clash, 3-receiver set for the J-Dubs. Faking the handoff and keeping it himself is Foreman up the gut, lowering the shoulder at the 45-yard line and pushing to the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 6 on the run.
Tackle made by 8, Lansbrook.
That's only the 4th play from scrimmage for the J-Dubs. A 38-yard touchdown pass, a 5-yard run, a fumble, and now that 6-yard run. We've barely gotten to see what Sexton can do offensively. We're going to spot the ball up at the 49, so call it a gain of 7 on the play, 2nd and 3 coming up. Maxwell in the backfield next to Foreman. 3-receiver set. Sending Willie Brown in motion. Jet sweep to Brown, but they fumble it on the exchange. Brown has to fall on it back at the 43-yard line. I'm not sure if that's an option sweep where Foreman has the option to keep the ball himself, or if that was a design to give to Willie Brown. But in any case, the ball ends up on the ground, and they're basically back where they started on a loss of 6. 3rd and 9 coming up. They'll break out into a 4-receiver set. Brown and Stewart on the near side. Zakai Hurd and Keith Morgan on the far side. The snap to Foreman, rushing 4. Deep ball down the middle. It is knocked away. That's great defense from Javari Funchess. You can't play that any better. Comes down on the route. Gets in close to the receiver. Reaches the arm around in front into the path of the football and just tips it. You don't need to get a lot of it, but he just tips it enough to push it away, and that's a great defensive play. $102 tackles a season ago for Funchess. Great defensive player. making a huge play there for the Vikings, and that will bring out the punt team. Putting foot into it is Maxwell. It's a short kick up over the 45, rolling inside the 40 down to the, we'll call it the 40-yard line, so only about a 17-yard punt. From Maxwell. Probably not going to be satisfied with that.
Maxwell's punt is down at the 40-yard line. Will be first down, Everett.
And the Vikings will start this drive from their own 40. .214 to go, first quarter. 3-receiver set. The snap. Play action. Throws left side. Incomplete. A lot of contact, and the flag comes in. Kevion Smith was the intended target. Zion Mathis in coverage. And the referee's going to say there was too much contact on Mathis's part.
Pass interference against Sexton. Result of the play is automatic first down for the Vikings.
It's going to be a 15-yard pass interference penalty, and that'll move the ball into Sexton territory. First and 10 at the 45-yard line for the J-Dubs. Or, excuse me, for the Vikings, rather. Excuse me, Fundenberg's hands off, up the middle, up over the 40, inside the 35, cutting it back, punches, up to the 25, spinning around, staying on his feet, finally, and he hits the ground at the 24-yard line. That's a gain of 21 and a first down.
Tripped up by 3, Zion Mathis. Result of the play is a first down for Everett.
Javari Funchess has that explosive
Ball
instinct.
is fired at the J-Dub 20.
He can go the distance on any given snap, and that's why Everett keeps trying to feed him the football. Dew in motion left to right as the H-back. Shotgun snap to Fundenberg's hand again. He's going to go down. Did not see the rusher. Unblocked from the blind side. Emmanuel Brown in to sack him. Back at the 35-yard line, a loss of 11.
Loss in the play.
Line gain is at the 14.
Ball is spotted at the 35.
They're 21 yards away here on second down. Fundenberg's making changes at the line. 4 down line with the J-Dubs. They send 5. Fakes the pitch throw over the middle. It is almost caught by Arumba Dew, but he couldn't haul it in, a little in front of him.
Intended for Dew, incomplete.
From Fundenberg's. Dew fakes the pitch, gets the linebackers to jump to try to commit. That's how scary Funchess is. The entire defense has to flow to him. And Dew leaks out wide open down the seam. Just couldn't complete the pass. And the Sexton student section letting Isaiah Fundenberg's know they're going to bring in Gavin Helowich. I believe that's his first snap of the game. He's going to come in along with Donovan Ziegler. I think Helowich is going to get this quarterback snap. 3rd and 19. And a flag is out. It's going to be another delay of game.
Delay a game against Everett.
Again, both of these teams still working out the early season kinks. Practice is one thing. Coaches have complete control over the action. But out here, everything is in live time, and there are no do-overs, no takebacks. Both teams have committed the delay of game so far in this game. Here we go. Third down and about 26 yards to the line to gain. 4 receivers set. It will be Hellowich in at quarterback. He's got Funchess next to him. Vikings making a change at quarterback here late in the first quarter. Their third different quarterback in this game already. The snap, Hellowich stepping up, deep ball down the seam. It is incomplete. Couple of defenders in there to knock it away. Trying to thread the needle up at the 25-yard line, but another flag is down. Intended for Kavion Smith. It looks like it's going to be on Everett. Will be declined. Another ineligible man downfield on the Vikings. And that's usually just an offensive lineman getting away from where he needs to be. Going down the field to block before he is allowed to. Now the special teams unit will come on. The J-Dubs defense holds strong. After the offense was forced to punt.
Smith, the punt for Everett.
Low snap, picked up by Kavion Smith. He puts his foot into it. It flies out of bounds. Down inside the 20 somewhere. We'll see where the referees decide to spot it. The referees still have not signaled where the ball is supposed to be. This could be anywhere. Can't really tell from up here in the broadcast booth where that ball would have gone out in relation to the sideline. Looks like they're going to spot them back at about the 9-yard line, which would make that a very good punt from Kavion Smith for what it's worth. They're going to move it to the 13-yard line. So 27-yard punt out of bounds at the 13. Not bad from Smith
At the 13-yard line.
to try to back up the J-Dubs. Last time they started a drive this deep in their own territory, they went 5 yards and fumbled. Hoping to avoid that fate here. Foreman in the shotgun. 22 seconds to go in the first. Foreman takes the snap. Pump fakes rolling. He's going to get hit. He's going to escape back at the 2. Still scrambling around inside the 5. Spinning away again. Still alive somehow. Gets to the 6-yard line before he's finally taken down. And that is going to be the last play of the first quarter. A long first quarter here in Lansing. At the end of that, we're all square. Sexton 6, Everett 6. You're watching the season opener of MHSAA football. It's our game of the week here on openendedmedia.com. Open-Ended Media is not just the home of your favorite high school athletics programs, basketball, football, Capital Diamond Classic. No, it is also your broadcasting home for all sorts of sports. We are the official broadcast team. Michigan State women's hockey, Red Cedar FC, and the Detroit Mechanics of the Ultimate Frisbee Association. If you need a single one-camera setup like this one, an audio play-by-play broadcast, or a 3-camera suite, you know who to call. Check us out, openendedmedia.com, or email us at broadcasting@openendedmedia.com. 6-6 the score after one. A long, plodding first quarter. 38-yard touchdown pass on the third snap of the game for Sexton. That opened up the scoring. Everett would respond late in the quarter with an 18-yard run by Javari Funchess. And that is your scoring so far. Still a lot of football to play in this intercity rivalry. The Capitol in view from our broadcast booth. 3 receivers set. The snap rolling around in the end zone under pressure. Escapes one. Foreman throws over the middle. It's caught at the 3-yard line by Dion Banks. He's going to be brought down right where he caught it. He's going to go for a loss of 3. Screaming for a substitution. Josh Elia was late coming off the field. They were trying to get a certain package on for this 3rd down and long. 18 yards to gain. Ball on the 3-yard line for the J-Dubs. Got to be careful here if you're Abdul Carter Foreman. And we got whistles and a flag. As we have a sideline warning on Everett. Not surprising. Players and coaches were encroaching on the field of play, just trying to get their package on. So sideline warning, for those unfamiliar, is not a yardage infraction. It's just a warning for the sideline. If it happens again, they can be assessed a penalty. Referee signals ready for play. We're going to try again here. 3rd and 18, ball on the 3. Formation, handoff, ball's on the ground, and I think that Everett's got it right there. They do have it. Another turnover deep in their own territory for Sexton. I think it was Maxwell who put the ball on the ground again. So for the 2nd time today, the Vikings are about to start a drive inside the Sexton red zone. Fundenberg's back in at quarterback. He's got Funchess and Diu in the backfield. Diu is the H-back. Funchess next to him. 3 receivers set. You're going to motion Diu to the right side. Only one corner on the outside to do with 2 receivers. Fundenberg's handoff. Funchess up the middle. Carries a man inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 7 for Funchess. Ten and a half to go, 2nd quarter.
Ball is fired about the 2-yard line.
Funchess in the gun, 3 receiver set. Takes the snap, the handoff. Fundenbergs gives to Funchess right up the gun. 2 yards and a touchdown. First drive of the game, they had Funchess taking the snaps. Ever since then, with the exception of one snap, Isaiah Fundenbergs has been using Javari Funchess as a way to get the defense to do what he wants them to do. And sometimes you just give them the football. And they're going to run the offense out there to try for 2 after the missed extra point earlier. 3 receiver set. Fundenberg's hands off Funchess. This time puts the ball on the ground. It's going to be fallen on by the J-Dubs.
Fumble on the play. 2-point conversion's no good. 10-11 remaining in the first half.
So the 2-point conversion, no good for the second time. But for the second time, Javari Funchess punches the ball into the end zone. And Everett leads now 12-6 early in the second quarter. Located in downtown Mason, Keen's Store Company is the store with just a little bit of everything. From fine clothing and quirky candies, Keen's is meant to feel comfortable, friendly, and down home. Open 7 days a week, Keen's is a perfect getaway when needing a little bit of me-time retail therapy. With great customer service and an unparalleled attention to detail, Keen's is where you need to be when you want to be you again. And we're very happy to have Keen's sponsoring football here on openendedmedia.com. Some of you might recognize my voice. I've been with the Lansing Herald the last several years, but with Glenn and the Herald moving out of the broadcasting space, the Herald has passed the torch on to us here at Open Ended Media. We will have a game of the week every week this football season. And we're starting here in downtown Lansing. Juan Carlos Lopez Salgado on to kick this away once again. Last one was a squib kick down the middle.
Pick for the Vikings.
This time puts his foot into it. Angling toward the sideline, fielded in 23. Coming all the way back across with it. He's got a lane over the 30 and tripped up is Willie Brown. A shoestring tackle and a late flag comes in. And I think they might get Ahmed Al for a late hit. He caught Willie Brown on the ground after he was down. And it is going to be a personal foul. And that's going to push the ball all the way to the 48-yard line. No, excuse me. It's going to move it all the way to midfield.
It's 1st and 10.
Sexton's only had better field position one time tonight, and they turned that into a touchdown. Four receiver set. Foreman takes the snap, quick throw right side, caught at the 45. Lurching to the 43 is Zakai Bird. 2nd down and 3 coming up.
Vandenberg and Wilson on the tackle for Everett. Gain of 7. 2nd down and 3.
Another 4 receivers set for the J-Dubs, 2x2. Foreman in the backfield with Maxwell. Takes the snap. The give, excuse me, this is not Maxwell. This is Jasper Purdue. Purdue right up the middle over the 35 down to the 30-yard line. Gain of 13 on the run for Purdue. His first carry of the ball game, but it's all going to come back. We got a flag down. Assuming this is on the J-Dubs, it'll be their 4th accepted penalty of this ball game. Usually you see holding, and in fact it will be holding.
Against Sexton.
Ten yards from the spot of the foul. Just going to bring the ball back to the 49-yard line. We're back up a little bit more, put it at the 47-yard line.
From the 47-yard line of Sexton,
So,
2nd down and 13.
Penalty will get 2nd down and 13. 4 receivers set for Sexton. 3 down linemen for Everett. Foreman takes the snap. They rush 4. Pressure up the middle. Throws over the middle. Right into the waiting arms of the linebacker. It's picked off. Return to the 47-yard line. Isaiah Vandenberg makes a huge defensive play. The quarterback gets the interception. The J-Dubs, 38 yards on their first snap of the game. Ever since then, -1. They've not been able to take advantage of the good field position that Everett has given them from time to time in this ball game. Three receivers set for the Vikings. And false start coming up. We still have so much football to play in this ball game. We have played only 3 minutes of the second quarter somehow. This game has gone on for almost an hour. It's like an NFL game in terms of
After the penalty is now
its pace.
down to 15
Our commercial break
from the Everett 47-yard line.
Three receivers set for Fundenbergs after the penalty. The snap. Trap play up the middle. Big hole for Funchess. First number shakes him in at the 45. He's got daylight over the 30. 25. Blocker in front. Inside the 20. 10. 5. Leaping over the last defender. He's out of bounds at the 2. A great lead block from the right guard. Sprung Funchess. 51 yards down to the 2-yard line. And that's why you give the ball to Javari Funchess. He can do stuff like that.
Stay with me. Please move your vehicle. If y'all
Three receivers set for the Vikings. Fundenberg's in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Handoff. Funchess pushing to the goal line. He's in for the touchdown. A hat trick for Javari Funchess in the first 16 minutes of the ball game. Got the offense out there to go for two. Fundenbergs in the shotgun. Arandakunda next to him. The snap. Fakes the give. The toss is knocked away and picked up in the other room. And Willie Brown's got room. He's knocked out of bounds. Excuse me. My mistake. You are not allowed to return a turnover on a conversion attempt in high school football. That's different from college and the NFL, where you can take that back and try to score. But in high school, you can't do that. As soon as the ball's turned over, the play is dead. Willie Brown might have been off and away if not for that rule. With 8:30 to go in the second quarter, Everett leading 18-6 over Sexton. Three unanswered touchdowns for the Everett offense.
So that was a kick for the Vikings. Willie Brown and Josiah Stewart deep to receive for J.W.
Lopez Salgado, another squib kick up the middle, in and out of the hands of a couple of J-Dubs before finally being picked up by Josiah Stewart, who sheds a tackle. He's got some room over the 40. Stewart's still and cuts it back to midfield. Stewart, 40, 30, one to beat, inside the 20, hauled down at the 15-yard line. Josiah Stewart providing the spark that the J-Dubs desperately need right now, as the offense has gone stagnant.
Tackle made by
Now let's see what Sexton can do with the ball in the red zone for the first time today. 4-receiver set for Foreman. Trip set to the left. Takes the snap, rolling left. Throws back across his body, and it's knocked down. It's a dangerous throw from Foreman.
Complete.
Peyton Glassbrook, the captain, in there to break it up. He was trying to squeeze it in there to Keith Morgan. Eight 11 to go, second quarter. Everett 18, Sexton 6. Foreman in the gun takes the snap, rolling to his right under pressure, stepping up, going to take his block and get cut down at the 12-yard line. That's a gain of 3 on the run.
Tackle by Wilson.
Third down and about 7. Clock moving, 7:40 to go in the second quarter.
Third down and 8.
Third down coming up for the J-Dubs. Trip set to the left. Willie Brown on the island, out on the right side, but he's commanding a lot of attention. They got a safety over the top of him as well. Snap, wasn't expecting it, but Foreman catches it anyway. Throws over the middle, end zone. Caught, couldn't hold on. He got hit hard in the end zone. Keith Morgan got separated from the football by Isaiah Fundenbergs.
Intended for Morgan.
That is a licking that Fundenbergs put on Morgan. A clean hit right into the left arm.
Brings up fourth down and 8.
Dislodges the football. Would have cut the lead in half, but instead it remains 18-6, and it's fourth down now for Sexton. 4th and 8, ball on the 13. 4-receiver set, trips to the left. Jasper Purdue standing next to Foreman. Foreman takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, looking, end zone, it is called for a touchdown, but there's a flag. A flag is down at the line of scrimmage. As it is, Zakai Hurd has the score, but we'll see what the flag's about. It's going to be holding, and it's all coming back. Take the points off the board. Timeout, Sexton.
Timeout, Sexton. Their second of the half.
Keep up with everything MHSAA on social media. Look them up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for tournament updates, event announcements, video highlights, and high school sports news from around the state. It's the best way to connect with the MHSAA every single day. Everett 18, Sexton 6. Sexton thought they had a touchdown to trim the lead to 6, but holding is called. And it said it's going to back them up even further. It's going to be fourth down. Call it 20 from the 23-yard line or so. Back-to-back plays where Sexton thought they might have had something.
After the penalty, ball is spotted at the 23-yard line. The 4th down and 18 for Sexton.
But Keith Morgan was violently removed from the football by Isaiah Fundenbergs on 3rd down, and on 4th down, Zakai Hurt's touchdown is called back to hold. So here we go. They're going to try it again. 4th down and 20. Ball on the 23-yard line. 4 receivers set once again. Foreman takes the snap. They're rushing 3, rolling to his left. He's got time and space. He moves it to the end zone. Jump ball! Incomplete. There's some contact, but no flag. And that is a turnover on down. And the J-Dubs offense cannot pay out the great kick return. And the Vikings take over with a chance to really put their stamp on this one, too. 6:51 to go in this first half. Leading 18-6. Late sub on for the Sexton defense. 3 receiver set for Fundenbergs and Funchess. The snap, the give, handoff, Funchess up the middle over the 25 to the 27-yard line. Excuse me, it's not Funchess. That is Gisti Arandakunda. Wire number 9 gains 5. He will now give way to Funchess. They'll call it a gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
2nd down and 7.
Three receiver set. Fundenbergs in the shotgun. Takes the snap, handoff. Funchess bounces outside. He's got room over the 30. He's knocked down at the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 7.
It's only the first down for the Vikings. Ball is spotted at the 34-yard line.
J-Dubs late getting their changes on. Offense made a substitution, so the defense is allowed to match. They split Kavion Smith all the way out to the left. Mushba Al-Rabi, the left tackle, sees something, calls something out. Handoff up the middle. Funchess leaves up over the dust over the 40, cuts it outside over the 45, tripped up and knocked down at the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 13 for Funchess.
Tackle made by Stewart.
I don't know what Al-Rabi saw at the left tackle position. You don't usually see the left tackle being the one who puts his head up and starts pointing, trying to call something out to the offensive line, but he saw something. And I don't know if Fundenbergs then made some kind of adjustment or what. But it was a 13-yard gain for Funchess. He's having a heck of a first half here. Under 5 to go in the second quarter. The snap. Give Funchess lots of room, breaks a tackle, and then they swarm on him and drop him after a gain of 1. There was room outside of that left tackle after he beat the first man. Then the whole defense collapsed down and closed off the gap, and Funchess only picks up a yard. Other than the fumble on the second snap of the game, that is the least successful carry that Funchess has had in this game, and because his helmet came off, he has to leave the game for a snap.
Gain of 1. Second down and 9.
Kavion Smith is going to take over in the backfield for now. Polly, Bryant, and Wilson, the receivers. Diu, once again, the H-back. Under 4 to go in the second quarter. And Everett would love nothing more than to run this clock all the way down, punch this ball into the end zone, take an 18 or 20-point lead into halftime. The snap, the give, Smith up the middle, tries to bounce it, and he just gets thrown backwards after picking up a yard. So forward progress will set him up with 3rd and 8. And Funches is still on the sideline with his helmet off. He's holding his helmet.
Gain of 2. 3rd down and 7.
Still moving, under 3 now, and this feels intentional from the Vikings, trying to slow this down. What's been a very slow-paced first half in terms of clock movement. The clock has barely moved at all. Drive stalling, incomplete passes, penalties, lots of penalties. And it looks like Everett wanted to run the clock as far down as they could and then call timeout. That's what they do with 2:38 to go. Stay tuned for halftime. You get to hear This Week in the MHSAA, as well as get some score updates from around the area. We've got some college football score updates for you. Got some games going on here on this first Thursday of week 1 in the college football world, including some Big Ten action. So we'll get you updated on that at halftime, as well as stats from this first half. It's all coming up on our halftime show. After the first 3 plays of the game, it looked like Sexton was ready for anything. A turnover and a quick score put them up 6-0. But since then, it has been all Vikings. The J-Dubs, fumble, punt, fumble, interception, turnover on downs. The Vikings, turnover on downs, touchdown, punt, touchdown, touchdown.
From the Everett 49-yard line, it's 4th and 7.
And facing 3rd and 7 at their own 49-yard line. Trying to keep this drive moving. Sexton trying to get the ball back to cut into the lead before halftime. Smith in motion. They'll hand it to him, and he's got nowhere to go on that jet sweep. A loss of 6 for Smith.
Loss on the play.
Now looks like the punt unit
13.
will be making its way onto the field for the Vikings. Kavion Smith, 27-yard punt on his first attempt. Just going to try to kick this as far as he can. Sexton holding on to that last timeout they've got. It's always interesting to see how these run-first high school offenses like Sexton navigate a 2-minute drill. We're going to get a good look at that here once Kavion Smith puts this ball in the air. Smith puts his foot into it. High punt. Fair catch called for. Hits at the 30. Rolls out at the 24-yard line. A perfectly serviceable 31-yard punt from Kavion Smith.
Out of bounds at the Sexton 25-yard line.
And now Sexton's going to have to go 75 yards. They're going to have 94 seconds to do it, and a timeout. Of course, the clock does stop. After every first down, at least until they reset the ball. So college timing rules in this situation for Sexton. Ball on the 25-yard line. 4-receiver set for Foreman. He's had mixed success throwing the ball this game. The snap, they're going to hand it off. Purdue up over the left side and knocked down at the 24-yard line. Loss of a yard. 120 and counting in the first quarter. J-Dubs don't look like they're in too much of a hurry here. They'll say he got back to the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10. Clock continues to move, 1:10 to go in the second. Yeah, Sexton looking, they're content to go into the locker room at this point, which is an odd choice considering that they kicked off as well. So already down 2 scores. Everett's going to start the third quarter with the football. So you'd think you'd want to try at least to do something, but I think they're concerned about the turnovers, which fair enough. They've turned the ball over 3 times in this first half. Four-receiver set, the snap. Zion Mathis in at quarterback, throws over the middle, got a man up to the 35-yard line, cutting it outside over the 40, and knocked down there after a gain of 14. They bring in Zion Mathis to throw that pass, and a late flag comes in. We'll find out what this is for. See Kai Hurd on the reception, as it is a gain of 15. Referees still getting their in-season form on. And it's going to be a personal foul for a blow to the head. And just like that, Everett's in scoring range with 18 seconds to go. But because they took so much time off the clock and were so slow about it at the start of the drive, they might not be able to take advantage of this. Only 18 seconds on the clock. They've got 1 timeout. The clock does stop for the accepted penalty.
1st and 10 Sexton for the Viking 45-yard line.
4-receiver set. Mathis rolls left. Steps up, throws, got a man inside the 35, down to the 27-yard line and out of bounds. Jamel Brown on the reception. They shove him out of bounds at about the 25, 26-yard line. They'll spot him at the 27, called a gain of 18. And he went out of bounds. That stops the clock. So Sexton going to have at least a shot at the end zone here.
1st and 10 Sexton from the 27-yard line.
Four-receiver set, trips to the right. Zion Mathis has unlocked a vertical element of this offense that the J-Dubs have not had so far. Mathis takes the snap. Steps up in the pocket, going to take off with it. Inside the 20, angling for the sideline and out of bounds at the 17 with a first down. And that's a heady play by Mathis. Getting out of bounds, feeling the clock, and with 4 seconds left, the J-Dub's going to call timeout to talk about this. Gain of 9, so Mathis did come up a yard short of the first down. It doesn't matter, he got out of bounds, and they called timeout anyways. But with only 10 seconds to go, that internal clock has to go off in your head, knowing that you don't have much time. And Mathis very intelligently, when he stepped up, he didn't waste any time. He recognized that if he stepped up, he was going to have to take off. He did, picks up 9, gets out of bounds. And with only 4 seconds left, they're calling the timeout just so they can talk about it, because realistically, the timeout is moot at this point. But Zion Mathis stepped into the game and immediately started putting something together for this Sexton offense. Four seconds to halftime. Ball on the 18-yard line.
Second down and 2.
Three
4
receivers
seconds
set for
remaining.
Mathis.
17-yard line.
Jasper Purdue standing next to him in the shotgun. And now a late substitution, Willie Brown out for Elijah Robert Hicks. No, excuse me, not a substitution, a late addition. Robert Hicks entering as an additional slot receiver. The snap. Mathis rolls right to elude the pressure. Directs his receivers, throws into the end zone. It is incomplete. Keith Morgan couldn't hold on.
Incomplete. Intended for
He got
12.
hit
Keith
as
Morgan.
he was hauling it in.
That is the end of the first half.
I think that was Glassbrook
Your score,
again.
Everett 18, Sexton
And that's
6.
going to take us to halftime. We are going to take a break. We're going to let you listen in to This Week in the MHSAA. And then when we come back, we'll have some scores and some updates for you, little stats from this first half. You're watching the season opener, Sexton versus Everett, on openendedmedia.com.
Some existing sports see changes. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in School Sports, powered by the Michigan Youth Scholarship. Welcome to another school year and another season. So, State. This Week in School Sports runs weekly through the end of the winter sports season. Let's start the new school year with the MHSAA's newest sport, field hockey. 36 varsity teams compete for the MHSAA championship this year. On the very first day of play last Tuesday, Ann Arbor Father Gabriel Richard, Eaton Hills Mercy, Ann Arbor Green Hills, and Grosse Pointe South were all victorious. The regional round for field hockey will start October 8th, and the championship game will be played on October 25th. Boys volleyball is the other new sport that started this year at Apple teams in the spring. One sport seeing a change is tennis. Both the lower peninsula boys in the fall and girls in the spring will have all four of their division championships at the Midland Tennis Center. Each division will play over a 2-day period. All four divisions will compete for 2 weeks. In the LP to the boys this fall, that means Division 4 playing October 15th and 16th, followed by Division 1 on October 17th and 18th. The following week, Division 2 plays October 22nd and 23rd, with Division 3 being on October 24th and 25th. For more tennis seasons, who's been performances. First, soccer players Lucas Hella and Matthew scored twice for the first week in the Northgate since 2018. Senior golfer Spots, she fired a 70 time to win medalist honors in the scored the program record for all time.
Tuition, skills certificate, or assessment. No matter their GPA, one child plans to attend a 4-year university education. Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has that. Get up to $27,500 for a bachelor's degree, or up to $4,000 for career training. Visit the FAFSA to get started. FAFSA.gov/admission.
Takes a look at the fine art initiative with registered official.
Let's talk about a very unlikely but also very fun possibility of golfers today. Golfer 1 is playing their approach shot first from about 100 yards out. Their shot takes 2 bounces on the green and rolls straight into the hole for an eagle. What a shot! Golfer 2 is next and holds the shot from about 80 yards out. Again, after a couple bounces, it's rolling straight for the hole. It rolls into the cup, but because the first ball is still in there, it pops out and comes to a stop about 3 feet away. What's the ruling? It's still an eagle for the first golfer, but the second now has to putt from 3 feet out. There's no penalty, but the ball is to be played once. Hopefully the birdie putt is good.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now. On the football field, the MHSAA 11-player football finals are just a little more than 3 months away. This year, the even divisions, 2, 4, 6, and 8, will play on Friday, November 28th. The odd divisions, 1, 3, 5, and 7, on Sunday, November 30th. All those games will be at Ford Field in Detroit. It will be a busy 4-day stretch of football in Detroit, with the Lions and Packers on Thanksgiving Day, and Michigan State playing Maryland at Ford Field on Saturday, November 29th. The 8-player finals will be 1 week earlier, on Saturday, November 22nd, at the Superior Dome in Marquette. And for the first time, the 8-player semifinals will be played at neutral sites. Previously, those games were played at the higher-seeded school. Selection Sunday is October 26th, and the playoffs start 5 days later on Friday, October 31st. For more on football or any of the other 17 sports, go to MHSAA.com. Follow us on X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lansing, Michigan. Everett leading Sexton 18-6. You just heard John Ross with the MHSAA weekly update. Let's get you some stats from this game. Leading the way for the Everett Vikings on 19 carries, 136 yards and 3 touchdowns. Javari Funches, he has been the story. J-Dubs need to find some way to deal with him if they're going to slow down this Vikings offense with any kind of consistency. 3 of the last 5 drives of that first half for the Vikings ended in touchdowns. On the J-Dubs side of things, they've had things in fits and spurts. First drive of the game, 38-yard touchdown to Willie Brown is their longest play of the game. Their last drive of the first half, 39 yards, but ended up just short. They've only had 66 yards of total offense, losing 25 yards to penalties does not help. 80 of those yards through the air, 11 on the ground. Nothing to talk about with high school scores just yet. 7 o'clock is when those will get started here in mid-Michigan. But college football is underway. Number 25, Boise State leading South Florida 7-3 with 11:43 to go in the second quarter. Big Ten Rutgers, still getting used to saying that, tied with Ohio 7-7. Early on in that game, 4:37 to go in the first quarter. Lafayette and Bowling Green are in a delay, with Bowling Green leading Lafayette 7-0. And that is the extent of the action on this Thursday night so far. A lot more games coming up in the college scene as the night progresses, probably most notably Nebraska-Cincinnati with a 9 o'clock kickoff. Wyoming and Akron with a 7 o'clock kickoff. And, of course, Stony Brook, that's important to some of you, taking on San Diego State tonight at 10 in the Lansing area. Tonight's high school games include Three Rivers at Charlotte, Hazlitt at DeWitt, Eastern at Eaton Rapids, Corunna at Fowlerville, Grand Ledge on the road at Holland West Ottawa. Waverly's playing host to Wayland. Holt visits Mason. Ypsilanti Lincoln will go to Okemos. Olivet hosts Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart. East Lansing is at Portage Central. Detroit Country Day is at Portland. St. John's hosts Hamilton. Williamston hosting Lansing Catholic. Pewamo Westphalia is at North Muskegon. So a lot of football still to come tonight in the Lansing area, but we have started it off here in Lansing. 18-6 is your score. Everett in front at the end of half number 1. As we're about to get this second half underway. Still a whole lot of football to play. As we talked about, very slow-paced first half on the clock. For these two teams. The difficulties they had in the passing game certainly contributing to that. As well as the penalties. There were several of them. 5 accepted penalties on Sexton in the first half. 5 accepted penalties on the Vikings. Both these teams want to return to the playoffs as they plan to do. It's something that's going to have to get cleaned up. Especially given the quality of teams on both of their schedules. Sexton, of course, will be here next week. They'll be taking on Portland in the rematch of last year's playoff disappointment. They lost 42-8 to Portland in the districts a year ago. Looking to right that wrong when they take on Portland next week. After that, they got Lansing Catholic, Olivet, Charlotte. So not an easy stretch of games in the first half of the season for Sexton. They'll close out against Lakewood, Ionia, Eaton Rapids, and Eastern On the Everett side of things, they got Battle Creek Central in town next week. That'll be a fun one. Then we got Okemos, Waverly, Grand Blanc, and then they finish out with a gauntlet. Grand Ledge, East Lansing, Holt, DeWitt. So things get more difficult for Everett as the season goes along. For Sexton, a lot of their harder games are at the beginning of their schedule. So still a couple of minutes left on the halftime clock before we get going. So we're going to step away for just another moment while the teams stretch it out and get ready for the second half. You're watching Everett and Sexton on openendedmedia.com. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Lansing. Second half action about to resume. Sexton, Everett on opening night of the MHSAA football season. Both these teams with playoff aspirations. They've made it the last couple of years. Both these teams trying to make that run, trying to go a little bit deeper than they've gone the last couple of years. Fifth year in a row that they have played each other on opening night. They've split the series so far, 2 wins apiece. Last year it was Everett, 28-0. 2 years ago it was Sexton, 27-20. Everett with the upper hand so far, but still a lot to play for here in this second half.
Report, please.
Everett will kick it away to start the second half.
Lopez Delgado the kick for Everett.
Lopez Salgado on to kick off. It's an onside kick, and it's not going to go 10 yards. They try to surprise them with an onside kick, but it doesn't go anywhere. The ball has to go 10 yards before it can be touched by the offense, and Sexton wisely does not touch it. So that would allow that ball to become live, but it dies at the 47-yard line. So Everett trying to be sneaky. It does not work. And the J-Dubs will start at the Everett 47-yard line. Everyone's still rounding into in-season form. The players the officials, the kickers. You can count myself in that as well.
Ball spotted at the Viking 47-yard line. We'll be first and 10 for Sexton.
It's going to be difficult to get back into football shape when you've been out of it for the last 8 months. See what Sexton can do with the ball at the 47-yard line. Jet sweep, Josiah Stewart coming around the right side. They pick up 4.
Stewart on the reception. Tackle made by the team.
Will technically go down as a forward pass.
Four yards in play. Second down
and 6, 11:30 to go in the third. Four receiver set for Zion Mathis, who remains in the quarterback after showing quite a bit the last drive in the first half. Throws this one over the left side. It is caught inside the 20, inside the 15, turning the corner. Josiah Stewart into the end zone. Touchdown, Sexton. The J-Dubs open the second half with a quick strike, and they cut the lead to 6. They're going to leave the offense on the field. Dion Banks going to be the running back next to Mathis in the shotgun. Trip set to the right. Mathis takes the snap on the 2-point conversion, rolls to his left. Under pressure, rolling, got to get rid of it. Throws back at the end zone. It was caught. And getting the foot down, Jameel Brown scores the 2. So a lot like the first quarter, when Sexton struck quickly on their first possession, they do the same thing with their first possession of the third quarter. (18-14).
If you have not removed your vehicle from the same home, please move it now, or your vehicle will be towed. Please move your vehicle from city home, and your vehicle will be towed.
Kickoff upcoming for Sexton. Back deep to return, Jamari Cannon and Gisti Arandakunda. Gene Mitty puts his foot into it. High kick. Fielded by Kavion Smith, and he's going to get wrapped up at the 20 and snowed under by a host of J-Dubs right at the 20-yard line. So Everett will start this drive at their own 20-yard line, the worst starting field position they've had the whole game. 10:49 to go in this third quarter, leading 18-14.
Ball was spotted at the 20-yard line. Will be first down, Everett.
We got a late flag coming in. It's going to be a personal foul on Sexton. They had spotted the ball and everything, and now they're going to pick it up and move it 15 yards. Not sure what the infraction specifically was. They're going to move that ball up to the 35-yard line, and suddenly the Vikings will start with much better field position.
Ball now set at the 35-yard line. First down, Everett.
Three receiver set for the Vikings. Fundenbergs and Funchess in the backfield once again. The snap to Fundenbergs, hands off. Funchess right up the gut. 10 yards, first down. Knocked down at the 46-yard line, and we got a Sexton player take a pretty heavy hit on that one, jumping back to his feet. It's Deion Banks who made the tackle. Tackling Javari Funchess is not fun.
First down, Everett from the 47-yard line.
Willie Brown, the deep safety, and the Sexton defense. Three receivers set for Everett. Fundenbergs out of the gun, takes the snap. Handoff, Funchess bounces it outside over midfield. Still going over the 45, down to the 41-yard line. Another nice pickup on the play. Gain of 12. Back-to-back double-digit carries for Funchess to open up the second half. It's up to 159 rushing yards by my count.
First down, Everett from the
On 21 carries. Averaging almost 8 yards a carry. Handoff up the middle, Funchess. Gets a yard this time and nothing more. Clock moving, under 9.5 to go.
Tackle made by Matt Brown. Along with
Second down and 9 coming up for the Vikings offense. Yeah, I call it a gain of 2. Make it 2nd and 8.
Second down and 7.
They're taking their time. They are very patient on this drive, much like they were their last drive in the first half. They're willing to take some time off the clock. Willing to shorten this game a little bit. Dew goes in motion to the right side of the formation. Three receivers set. Funchess, snap, hand off. Fundenbergs rather, hands off to Funchess over the 30. Nothing but green grass for a good 5 yards for Funchess. And he's all the way up to the 26-yard line. That's a gain of 12, pending the flag.
Tackle by Matt Brown and Xavier Lewis.
And it's coming back.
Holding against Everett.
So that'll back him up from the 38-yard line. Just a simple 10 yards back to the 48. Again, spot foul. Just why you see the ball on a holding penalty can get moved any number of yards in different directions based on the spot of the infraction. Whereas in college and the NFL, it's almost always 10 yards because it's usually behind the line of scrimmage. Handoff up the middle. Funchess again up over the 45 down to the 44-yard line. They're getting a great push at the point of attack, this Everett offensive line. And that's really allowing Funchess to have lots of room.
51, Xavier Lewis.
He'll go 3 or 4 yards before even being touched. We got a man down for the Vikings. And while he's getting looked at, the J-Dubs are going to gather around and have a huddle of their own. They started the second half with a touchdown. The offense did not look good for Sexton after that very first play where they scored a 38-yard touchdown to Willie Brown. After that, the offense did almost nothing. They went backwards over their next 5 drives until they brought in Zion Mathis, who really lit a spark. They drove down the field, almost scored before halftime, just ran out of time. You could argue that they let too much time run. They were very, very patient. And they let a lot of time expire on that last drive and ended up running out of time attempting to score. Then they opened the second half with a quick strike. Josiah Stewart, 43 yards. And they've cut the lead to 4 as Jaden Lack, offensive lineman for the Vikings, is assisted off the field. They're going to have a look at him on the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. $7:59 to go, third quarter. Third down and 13, ball on the 43-yard line. Fundenbergs fakes the give, throw right side. It is in one of the hands of the defender. Josiah Stewart almost had the pick, thrown way behind Aaron Wilson. Now 4th and 13, what do you do? This is an interesting call for the Vikings. You're in Sexton territory, so there's less risk to going for it, but it is 4th and 13. So the odds of actually getting it are not that high, and they will send out the special teams unit. Kavion Smith's been pretty good punting the football so far. His first punt went out of bounds at the 13-yard line. So if you can get another 30-yard kick out of here, back up the J-Dubs inside their own 15 or so, that's a pretty good result for you. That is most likely what the Vikings are attempting to do here. 7:43 to go. The snap back to Smith. Puts his foot into it. A high kick angled toward the sidelines and out of bounds. Looks like just at the 20-yard line. Put it at the 21-yard line. So not as deep as Smith would have wanted. Only 22-yard kick out of bounds at the 21. But that is where the J-Dubs will take over. Both of their touchdown drives started in Everett territory. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation: fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. 7:36 to go, third quarter. Everett 18, Sexton 14. Referee's having a conversation, a long conversation. Down at the 35-yard line, it looks like Javari Funchess is having a conversation with an official as well. Not heated or anything, just chatting. And apparently there was a flag that the officials have decided to pick up.
There was a flag in the play.
Yeah, there have been a lot of flags dropped this game. Not surprising that there was one that we did not know about. 1st and 10, ball on the 21-yard line. 4 receivers set for Sexton. send a man in motion. They're going to fake the jet sweep up the middle. Zion Mathis over the 25 to the 26-yard line, gain of 4.
Tackle by 11, D.
Clock continues to move down to about the 7-minute mark.
Four yards in the 7 down and 6.
And now we've got a man coming off the field for Sexton. And I think that's Mathis. Mathis tried to take his helmet off. He's trying to come off the field. He's been stopped by trainers. He's still standing with his helmet on. Abdul Carter Foreman is running back into the huddle. So I don't know what happened to Mathis there. Looked like he was wobbling around a little bit. Now Mathis will exit this football game. So Mathis, who has done so much for the J-Dubs since he checked into the game late in the second quarter, is going to be marched to the sideline by a couple of trainers. Now they're going to have a look and see how he's doing. Back into the game is Foreman. And we're going to have a whistle.
Flag on the play.
False start on Sexton.
False start against Sexton.
I believe that was Malcolm Pulley, the defensive end, who tried to get into the backfield quickly, and he was drawn off, it seems, by the right tackle. Another gun. Handoff left side. Damian Brown around the 20 to the 23-yard line. They call him Matt. Gain of a couple. That'll bring up third down at about 9.
Ball is followed to be 24 yards. Third down and 8.
Clock moving about halfway through this third quarter. 4 receiver set, trips to the left for Sexton. The snap to Foreman, rolls right, picks up his block, gets outside the pocket, gonna get hit, gonna go down. Rolled too far outside. Malcolm Pulley able to get outside the tackle. And that's where, as a quarterback, you've got to be able to lead your blockers. They can't see you. So you put yourself in positions where your blockers can help you. Trying to keep your blockers between you and the defenders. And Foreman tried to get outside. Maybe thought he could find the corner, but turns out he could not. And that'll bring up fourth down back at the 19-yard line. Punt is away, taken at the 45-yard line. On the return, Bryant up over the 40, over the 35-yard line. A good return from Ryan Bryant. And the Vikings are going to start all the way up at the Sexton 33-yard line. .506 to go, third quarter. The score is 18-14. Everett with the football. They're going to start up at the 31-yard line. The snap, handoff, left side punches over the 30, tries to cut it outside, cuts it back up over the 25. He's going to be stopped there, but a gain of 7 on the run. And Funches just continues to rumble. He has, other than the fumble, not lost yardage on a single play in this game.
Second down and 2.
Three receiver set. Vandenbergs takes the snap, handoff, punches, breaks through the first line over the 20, 18-yard line, still going. They're dragging them down to the 16-yard line. A gain of 9 on the run. That'll move the ball down to the 15-yard line, first and 10. Bunches being helped to his feet by his teammates. He is for the load. With its Vikings offense so far, already 3 touchdowns, already 180 yards on the ground, 21 yards as a receiver. Dude has been busy in this game, and they have needed him to be. They cling to a 4-point lead as the third quarter starts to wind down here. 3 receivers set for the Vikings. Vandenbergs in the gun. Dew in motion. High snap, brings it down, handoff, punches with the gun. He's got room inside the 10, cuts it back over the 5 to the corner, and he's thrown out of bounds at the 1. A flag comes in near the end of the play. Might have been a very late hold. Let's see. It is, in fact, a late holding on the Vikings. But because it happened down near the goal line based on when the flag came out, probably not going to lose a lot of yardage, might even still gain yardage on the play. In fact, they will gain a yard. So a 10-yard penalty, but they only lose a yard, or they gain a yard still on the play, so it'll be 1st and 9. The officials blowing it dead. I think they're still maybe contemplating the spot a little bit, or maybe the down, making sure they've got it right. And the officials seem satisfied. We will resume 1st and 9, the ball on the 15-yard line.
Ball fight the 15-yard line. Repeat 1st down.
Vandenbergs in the gun. Got Funches to his left and a step behind him. Takes the snap. Give Funches up the gut. Up to the 10-yard line, and that's where he'll get knocked to the ground. They'll spot him up at the 9, call it a gain of 6. And there is something about being able to hand the ball off to a guy who is very consistent. But look at these numbers. Other than the fumble, 4, 6, 6, 9, 2, 12, 2, 18 yards, 21, 7, 2 for a touchdown, 46, 2 for a touchdown, 11, 12, 2, 4, 7, 8, 6. Those are all solid numbers. When your worst carry of the day is a 2-yard run or a 1-yard run, and it only happens once, that's a pretty good day. Jamari Funches is having a pretty good day. 3 receiver set for Vandenbergs, takes the snap and a whistle and a flag. Some kind of movement. False start on the Vikings. 1:57 to go in the third quarter. Three receiver set once again. For Vandenbergs in the shotgun. Ryan Bryant in the slot. Funches, the lone man. One safety in the formation for the Vikings. The snap, the give, Funches up the middle. Gets over the 10, and he's finally letting the hole and dropping at the 8-yard line. We call it a gain. Or the 13-yard line, excuse me. Wrong hash mark. Gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 7. With less than a minute to go in the third. Big 3rd down here for the J-Dubs. Fundenberg's in the gun once again. They got 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage trying to get him to jump. Fundenberg's looks over to the sideline. And they're going to call timeout. They were trying to get him to jump, and they were unsuccessful. Down on the sideline, over on the Sexton sideline, you can see Zion Mathis being talked to by trainers. He was going through the nose touch test that you see usually in concussion protocol, and that would make sense, given that he was brought off the field looking kind of woozy, looking like he didn't have his feet under him all the way. Looking a lot more stable right now, but of course they're going to put him through the protocols. Concussions are serious. So I'm not sure if that is what happened, but that is how he is being treated down there on the sideline. He does not have his helmet in his hands. He's walking back to the bench, and I don't know if he's going to go back in this football game. He does not have his helmet. Usually that is an indicator of whether or not a guy is good to go, is if he's been given his helmet. He has not been given his helmet yet. So we'll see if he goes back out onto the field when Sexton gets the football next. He has not been out there for the defensive series to start, despite starting at corner. Doesn't look too happy. So here we go. 3rd and 7. Ball inside the 13-yard line. Line to gain is the 5.
From the 13-yard line.
3 receiver set. Funchess and Dew both on the right side of the formation. For Fundenbergs. Takes the snap. Pitches to the right. Funchess. He's going to go. He's dropping it out field. His first negative play. Other than the fumble. It's a loss of 5, and what a stop for the J-Dubs. What a time to get it as the 3rd quarter expires. We're going to the 4th quarter. We got a J-Dub down on the field. Looks like he's just getting stretched out. That looks like a cramp. The teams will switch sides, and we'll play 12 more minutes. It's been a good one here. Sexton opened the scoring. Everett responded with 18 unanswered. The J-Dubs put on another in the 3rd to cut the lead to 4. A crosstown rivalry with playoff implications. In week 1 of the high school football season, it doesn't get a whole lot better than this. We're about to go to the 4th quarter.
Look at that last play at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Everett 18, Sexton 14. You're watching the MHSAA Lansing area game of the week, presented by the Robert Dowding Group at Keller Williams Realty on openendedmedia.com. The Robert Dowding Group spends a lot of time working in different communities, but the message is always the same. The housing market is complicated and complex. So what can you do? Work with a real estate professional who is patient, dedicated, and understanding, willing to work with you, not through you. That real estate agent is Mid-Michigan's own Robert Dowding, Keller Williams Realty. If you're buying, selling, or unsure of what to do next, the Robert Dowding Group will take the time to help you achieve your next step. Find them on Facebook at the Robert Dowding Group or call them 517-853-6390. That's 517-853-6390. Jameel Brown was the J-Dub getting stretched out. He has since exited on his own power. 4 receiver set with his 4th and 13. The snap. Under pressure, throws over the middle, behind, incomplete. They brought in Coleridge for the snap once again. But that pass is behind. It's incomplete. It's a turnover on downs. A drive that started at the 37-yard line in Sexton territory. Ends up with no points out of it.
On their own 18-yard line. 1st and 10 for Sexton.
So the J-Dubs are going to start at their own 18-yard line. Fourth quarter just underway here. Four receivers set. Adwell Carter Foreman is in the game. 28-yard line. Josiah Stewart on the run via 10-yard carry. There's a flag down in the backfield. But Foreman being in the game tells me that Zion Mathis is not clear to return. In fact, I don't see there he is. Zion Mathis is down on the bench, seated. It does not look like he's going to take any further part in this ball game. Penalty on Sexton's going to be holding. It'll bring it back. Depending on the spot of the infraction, probably half the distance to the goal. And nope, they're going to say that was holding down the field. That means they're going to put it at the 14. Nope, they, again, referees also in early season form put it on the wrong 5-yard hash mark. It is half the distance to the goal, a 9-yard holding penalty. Now I'll bring up 1st and 19, ball on their own 9-yard line. Clock moving, 11:45 to go in this football game. Man in motion is Isaiah Stewart. Fakes the give, stepping up. Foreman going to take off with it. Over the 15, he's got room with the 20. He's knocked down at the 24-yard line, but that's a great run from Foreman. He jumps up and does a first down celebration, even though that's not a first down, but it might as well be. That's a big run, a gain of 15, and they really needed that. Backed up under the shadow of your own goalposts. Sometimes the quarterback just has to make something happen, and Foreman did on that play. 11:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Second down and 5. Ball on the 24-yard line.
Second down and 5.
Four receiver set, handoff up the middle, no room at all for Jasper Purdue. No gain on the run. 10:30 to go in the fourth. Everett 18, Sexton 14. Home team trying to make a move here. Trip set to the left for Foreman in the gun. Takes a snap, rolls to his left. Stepping up in the pocket, thinking about taking off with it. Tries to run outside. Gets over the 25, lowers the shoulder, and gets the first down. Angela Carter Foreman. He lowered the shoulder and did what he had to do. A top 6 yards. But 6 yards that the Dubs needed. Trying to go the length of the field here in the fourth quarter to take the lead. Couple of big runs. Now trip set to the right for Foreman. Hand a big hole over the 40 to the 45 to the 48. Jasper Purdue went 10 yards without being touched. Gain of 18, and the Dubs are really on the move now. Another Sexton player running off the field to get stretched. Trying to see who that is. As the offense comes set. Trips to the right for Foreman. Takes the snap. Keeps it himself. He's got daylight. Over midfield. Shoots him in at the 45. Down to the 42. A gain of 10. Angelo Carter Foreman did not look very comfortable running the offense in the first half. Since coming in from injured Zion Mathis here in the fourth, he has looked very comfortable. The offense moving according to his schedule, playing to his strengths, and a flag is down over on the far sideline. It might be a sideline infraction on Everett, and if it is, this might be enforceable by yardage. Let's see. I believe that's Zakai Hurd who's getting stretched out down there on the sideline, getting back to that Sexton player we mentioned a moment ago. Just getting stretched out. Doesn't seem to be anything serious. Week 1 cramps, pretty common. A sideline warning on Everett. And they will move the ball 5 yards, because that's what happens when you have 2 sideline warnings in a game. It is a 5-yard penalty. It'll move the ball to the 36-yard line, 2nd down and 5 for Sexton. Or 1st and 5, excuse me, for Sexton. After the first down run. Now they're all the way up to the Everett 36. Clock moving under 9 to go. Trip set to the right. The snap, Foreman rolling right. Throws, got a man up at the 30. And it's a first down. Gain of 6. Elijah Robert Hicks with his first catch of the game. And now they're trying to make Foreman more two-dimensional. He's been running the ball well. He's been, his legs are a threat that open things up for guys like Jasper Purdue. But now if we can incorporate some short passes as well, keep the safeties and linebackers on, so we're going to try to creep up and play the run. That'll open things up for that ground game. Foreman, lots of time in the pocket, rolls left, roll, steps up, heaves it in, incomplete. Trying to high point that football up at the 10-yard line. Josiah Stewart went way up for that. I thought that ball was intended for the receiver behind him, Keith Morgan, but Stewart climbs the ladder, almost comes down with it. It seems to be favoring his leg. He might have a cramp now. Again, we see this a lot early in the season. Guys still haven't figured out their conditioning all the way. Getting into football shape, playing a full football game. It's a unique set of movements. Now Stewart's over on the sideline. He's just standing. No trainers around him yet. So he's just going to try to stretch this out himself. 8:08 to go. Ball on the 30-yard line. Second down and 10. Zakai Hurd back in the ball game, and we've got a delay of game on the J-Dubs. That's the second time they've gotten called for a delay. Nope, they're going to get the timeout off in time. Never mind. They will be assessed to the timeout. That's their first timeout of the second half. Open to the Media is not just your home for your MHSAA Lansing game of the week or Red Cedar FC, nor is it just the broadcast partner for MSU women's hockey and Detroit Mechanics Ultimate Frisbee. It is also your one-stop media shop in Mid-Michigan. Real estate media, photography, 3D tours, 2D floor plans, aerials, video walkthroughs, event photography, our 360 photo booth. You heard that right, a 360-degree photo booth. And let me tell you, folks, it is sweet. It is one of the coolest things you can bring to a graduation, to a party, to an office get-together, or an industry event. Very, very cool. And you can check all that on the website, openendedmedia.com. First-time customers get $25 off. 2nd and 10, ball on the 31-yard line. They got the timeout off, so no penalty for delay of game. And Sexton with 2 timeouts left. Foreman and Purdue, the backfield. 4 receivers, 3 on the right side. Foreman takes the snap, rolls right, steps up in the pocket, trying to get away. He can't get away. They got him at the line of scrimmage. A big tackle made by Arun Vidiu. The linebacker steps up into the gap, grabs a hold of Foreman, and does not let him go, wrestling him to the ground for no gain. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. 7:40 to go in the 4th quarter. Everett leading by 4 on the road. Trying to get the first 2-game winning streak for them in this season-opening series over the last 5 years. Deep ball over the middle. It's incomplete. Trying to hit Josiah Stewart on a post pattern, and he overthrew him. And now if you're the J-Dubs, with only 7:13 to go, I imagine the plan is to go for it here. Ball just outside the 30, line to gain, 10 yards away. 4th down coming up. Four receivers for Foreman. Trip set to the left. Jasper Purdue, the lone running back. 3 down linemen for Everett. They send 3. Time for Foreman rolling out. Now the pressure comes. Gonna get hit. Gonna get down at the 38-yard line. Again, it's Diu. A huge sack for Arun Vidiu. Foreman kind of did that thing again where he ran outside of his protection. He's trying to extend the play, and you get that as a young player. You're trying to make a play, but you got to put your left tackle in a position where he can block that edge rusher. Because what happens when you have a quarterback who wants to get outside, if you're an edge rusher, you'll just kind of strafe. You'll keep your hands up. You'll keep your distance. Don't engage with that left tackle. And then as soon as he breaks outside of the pocket, you can win that foot race. And that's exactly what Diu did, lining up on the defensive line and making the big play. 6:59. To go in the game. They're going to start at the 35-yard line. The snap, the give up the middle. Funch is going to get wrestled to the ground. A couple of J-Dubs fans wanted a full start. They might have gotten it, but I think they'll take a no-yard gain from Javari Funches. 6:40 to go.
Short gain on the play. 2nd and 9.
Vikings willing to take their time. No reason to rush if you're Everett. The clock is your friend as we approach the halfway point of the 4th quarter. Trying to close this out and get a big win on the road to start this season. 3 receivers set. Handoff. Funches. Slips past a guy. Jumps outside. It's a first down and a lot more. Over midfield. Deep into J-Dub's territory and slides down in bounds at the 35-yard line. That is a veteran move. Doesn't fight for the extra yard. Doesn't go out of bounds. Slides down at the 35-yard line. When this ball is set, the clock's going to keep rolling. Javari Funches. He's big and fast and strong. He's all those things, but also intelligent. That's a very smart play to make. This clock now going to run. That's an additional 30 seconds or so that you get to burn off this clock if you're the Vikings. It's going to make things that much harder for the J-Dubs once they get the football back, whether or not you put this ball in the end zone. Obviously, if you're Everett, you put the ball in the end zone, that's probably ball game. You love smart football out of the veteran, and that's the kind of stuff that gets you D2 offers. The snap, handoff, Funchess slips through over the 30, outside over the 25 to the 20, and dives down a gain of 15. They have not been able to contain this man with any consistency. 233 rushing yards for Javari Funchess on 31 carries. If my math is accurate, that's at least close. Almost 8 yards a rush for Funchess. Clock continues to roll. 4:40 to go. And that tired J-Dubs front has to find an answer for Funchess. You know that's who the Vikings are going to feature. Once again, the handoff. This time they stop him at the momentum goal in game one. And they did because they were able to get through that initial push from the offensive line. One of the reasons that Funchess has been so good today is because he'll go 2, 3, 4 yards without getting touched. And then he can use his athleticism and his strength to keep moving. 4 returning offensive linemen on this Vikings offensive line. When you bring back 80% of your starters from a season ago, it's going to make things a lot easier for your ground game starting in week 1. They've demonstrated that today. They've gotten a really good push all game long. But that time they lost the battle. 2nd and 9, ball on the 19-yard line. Clock rolling, 3:45 to go. Snap, handoff, Funchess up the middle. Going to be brought down at the 16-yard line. A gain of 3 on the run. J-Dubs fans will cheer that. It's a good result for them. 3rd down and 6. All on the 15-yard line. Line to gain. The 9.
There's a 3rd down and 5.
New receiver set. Fundenbergs and Funchess. 7 men up on the line because everyone knows where this ball's going. And a whistle. And Everett's going to call a timeout with 2:50 to go. The broadcasters of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and open-ended media. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distributions or descriptions of accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and open-ended media. I'm in early season form on that read. We'll get it down. We got 8 more of these. We do, in fact, have 8 more of these. You'll be able to join us for the open-ended media Lansing area game of the week every week. We'll be somewhere next Friday. We might be back here. Might be here for Sexton, Portland. That's a good one. Lots of good games on the schedule next week. We go where we're wanted. So if you are at home thinking, hey, you guys should come to my school, shoot us an email, broadcasting at openendedmedia.com. All it takes is permission from an athletics director. We can do a game. Also, if you want to hear us read your advertisement on football or basketball games this year or later on in the year when we're doing Michigan State women's hockey and Red Cedar soccer, shoot us an email, broadcasting at openendedmedia.com. We are always taking sponsorship opportunities, so it keeps the lights on around here and allows us to keep everybody paid. Fundenberg's in the pistol. This is a new look on 3rd down and 5. With Funchess, the lone back behind him. 5 men are up on the defensive line. Handoff, and Funchess going to get blown under back at the 18-yard line. A loss of 3 on the play. And now it's decision time for the Vikings. You can run this clock down to about 2 minutes before taking this snap. And look who's coming into the game for the J-Dubs. Zion Mathis is back in the game at corner. So Mathis has been cleared to play.
From the 19-yard line.
4th and 9 at the 19-yard line. 2 minutes to go. 3 receiver set for the Vikings. When the flag is down, I think it's going to be delay of game. And it will be delay of game on the Vikings. They were trying to run that clock down as far as they could. It backfires a little bit. 1:56 to go. The Sexton fans start to shake the grandstand. Big defensive moment here for the J-Dubs. Trying to get this football back. Down by 4. 3 receiver set for Fundenbergs. Funchess standing next to him. Takes the snap. Pitch. Funchess. Nowhere to go. Down he goes. Back at the 30. It's a turnover on downs. And a big stop for the J-Dubs. Back-to-back turnovers on downs for the Vikings offense. And the J-Dubs going to get one more shot.
58 game plan.
With 1:49 to go. They'll start at their own 30-yard line. 70 yards to glory. And they've got 2 timeouts to help them out. And Zion Mathis is back in at quarterback. Four receiver set, 2 on either side for Mathis, takes the snap. Rolls right, steps up, throws it, is intercepted! Intercepted! Coming the other way! Isaiah Fundenbergs! At the 25-yard line! And the Vikings are going to win this football game. Isaiah Fundenbergs with his second defensive interception of the game. And the quarterback comes through on defense. Ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line. The Vikings should be able to run this clock out without too much difficulty. As long as they get 1 first down. The give, Funchess, pushing. Gets a yard or 2.
Punches the ball carrier.
And the J-Dubs are going to hold on to that timeout for now. They got 2 of them. Odd choice. Usually you would take the timeout right away. If only.
Second down and 8.
Because you could theoretically save a timeout if you picked up a takeaway.
One minute remaining in the game. 1 minute remaining.
Final minute now. A first down would well and truly ice it. Fundenbergs, the give, punches, bounces outside, and there's your ball game inside the 10, and he's going to score just because he can.
Focus the ball carrier. It's all the players that have it.
And the Eastern contingency will celebrate a hard-fought and well-deserved win on the road.
Front gate. Gate hounds to the front gate. Your dad's waiting for you.
They will bring on the extra point team. Juan Carlos Lopez Salgado will get his shot at an extra point. His team's up by 10. And a flag is down, and I think it's going to be delay of game on Everett again.
Flag of the play. Delay game against Everett.
So it'll back him up. It'll be a little bit harder now for Lopez Salgado. .25-yard extra point. Snap good. Spot down. Kick is up. It's blocked. The kick is blocked. It cannot be advanced. So it'll just be the 6 for Everett. But that is more than enough with 38 seconds to go. The Everett Vikings going to go back-to-back over the Sexton J-Dubs. And I doubt that it's the last we're going to see of either of these teams going forward. Battle Creek Central is in town to take on Everett next week. Portland will be here. .38 seconds to go. Jamari Funchess, the hero. Over 250 yards of offense. Four touchdowns. Now it's just a academic matter of playing out the final 38 seconds. Squib kick up the middle. It'll be fielded and returned, and he's got a lane, Willie Brown, to the 44-yard line. He'll be dropped there. 33 seconds to go. For the J-Dubs, inconsistent on offense tonight. They had a couple of big plays. Josiah Stewart, Willie Brown with long touchdown catches. But 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions. 2 turnovers on downs.
First down, Sexton from their own 43-yard line.
Too many drives came up empty for them tonight. Something that first-year coach Willie Dillard, who's been in charge of the JV program last few years, he's going to want to work on with his guys. Jalen Maxwell, Zion Mathis, the backfield. And we'll see if Sexton decides to just run the ball here and let this clock run. They will throw it. Mathis rolls to his left, directing traffic, pumps. He's going to run and be run out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play, and that will stop the clock. On the right side for Sexton, Zion Mathis did not start the game at quarterback, but he's going to finish it at quarterback, and it would not be surprising if he started at quarterback next week, given the spark that he provided to this offense.
Gain of 7.
He did throw the interception on the last drive that more or less iced the game for Everett, but he's got some pop in his arm. He can work in open space with his legs. A true dual threat that Sexton could use. Throws on the quick stop on the outside, caught at the 40 and running out of bounds at the 34 is Josiah Stewart.
Pushing the bounds by 1 punches.
Everett playing back defensively. They just don't want to give up the long play, the long touchdown. In order for the J-Dubs to win this game, it would take the improbable stacked on a miracle, stacked on another miracle. Well, it looks like they're going to play this out regardless. Rolling to his left, Mathis steps up, dumps it over the middle. It's caught underneath, down to the 25-yard line, goes Hurd. And I don't think he got the first down, so they're going to have to burn a timeout here with 8 seconds to go. And you've got 1 play, maybe 2. So you've got to go to the end zone here to even have a puncher's chance. I want to once again thank all of our amazing sponsors who make this happen. Our presenting sponsor, this game is brought to you by the Robert Dowding Group at Keller Williams Realty. Also want to thank Keen's Store Company in Mason, where you need to be when you want to be you again. It's a fun shop, and if you haven't been in a while, you should stop in again. They've always got something new at Keen's. And, of course, want to welcome a new sponsor, Tanuki's Trading Post in downtown Lansing. Lansing's anime shop. Lansing's Gundam home as well, if you're into building models of any kind. Tanuki's Trading Post has the resources and the kits you are looking for. Final 8 seconds. Four receivers for Mathis in the gun. A deep shell defense for Everett, literally just trying to prevent the touchdown. Any other result does nothing to help the J-Dubs. Mathis going to take off inside the 15 at the 11-yard line, and they're going to have 1 more second. All right. They're gonna let him have 1 more second. Might as well. There's no such thing as preseason in high school football. You go into the games that matter immediately, so it's pretty rare that you get reps like this where you get to run your 2-minute offense in a live game against a live opponent in an environment where what you do doesn't have an effect on winning and losing. So coaches want to take advantage of this kind of stuff. Willie Dillard knows how valuable every rep is. He's been the JV coach for this program the last few years, and you can get even fewer reps in JV just because the pace of that game and how the clock is constantly moving. So every rep matters, especially if you're trying to give Zion Mathis more reps with this first-team offense if you're going to start him next week. Mathis takes the snap, clock hits 0. Stepping up, Mathis throws, corner of the end zone, it's knocked away, incomplete, and the game is officially over. Aaron Wilson in on the stop, and that will do it.
24. Your Sexton J-Dubs 14.
Everett gets the job done, 24-14. In their crosstown rivalry with the Sexton J-Dubs. For all of us at Open Ended Media, For my camera person, Ashley Knox, I'm Colton Wesley. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week on Friday with a game. Be sure to stay tuned to our social media channels. Follow us on Facebook at Open Ended Media and check out the website openendedmedia.com. We'll let you know where we're going to be on Friday. Thank you once again for joining us. Once again, your final Everett 24, Sexton 14. This has been the first Open Ended Media Lansing area high school football game of the week presented by the Robert Dowding Group at Keller Williams Realty. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.